10 tools I carry with me every time I go kayak fishing, starting now. I think one of the most frustrating things in the world is knowing that I own a tool and not being able to find it. I go from calm to the fire of 1,000 suns in about 30 seconds. Can I hear an amen? Anybody? Those in the back, can I hear an amen? So with a little preparation, having these 10 tools could save you a ruined day out on the water. All right, I'm gonna skip over begging you for subs and likes, and we're gonna hop in at number 10. Number 10 is actually a collection of tools. If you watch any of my videos, you know that my number one DIY build is a kayak crate with rod holders. One of these guys. And inside this kayak crate with rod holders, shameless plug if you wanna build one up in the cards, I always have a collection of tools. For me, I have a Native Slayer Propel 10. You see it hanging up here on the hoist. What I did is I went around my kayak and figured out what tools I would need if something happened to break out on the water. Since I have a pedal drive, I know that I need this particular hex key in case my drive arms get loose. So I've used this a few times, and a lot of my track mounts, my gear mounts, require a Phillips head screwdriver. Every yak is different, so make sure you inspect your kayak and make sure you have every tool that you need out on the water. This could save you from a ruined day. Number 9 is this guy. Ever try to show a picture of a big fish to your friends, or if you're really brave, post it online without knowing the exact weight of the fish? Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna get eaten alive. Because fun fact, fishermen are actually human digital scales. People are just savages when it comes to the weight of the fish. And let's be honest, anytime I guess a fish's weight, I usually overestimate. It goes a little something like this. Oh yeah, got this 6-pounder. And you put it on the old digital scale and 3.5 pounds. So if you happen to hook up one of those huge magical water ponies, trust me, you're going to want to have one of these guys. This is a Dr. Meter. What I love about this is that it's digital, and not only that, but it also comes with a measuring tape, which is pretty handy. I don't usually measure fish, but sometimes I do, and it's nice to have this already built in. Pro tip, make sure you keep some extra batteries on your yak. And another good thing about this thing is that it fits in my underseat storage. Number 8. I always have one of these in my underseat storage. If you're unfamiliar, this is a hook sharpener, and I just did a video on it, how to sharpen your fishing hooks, and do not make this common mistake. So if you're not subbed to the channel, hit that sub, and this will be coming out in just a couple of weeks. I go into more detail in the video, but a couple bullet points are, you actually don't want to sharpen every type of hook. I'm going to show you how to sharpen, when to sharpen, avoid the common hook sharpening mistakes, the best type of hook composites to sharpen, and the good news is they're really cheap. Number 7. Number 7 is aluminum fishing pliers. Notice I didn't say rusty old pliers from your garage. I'm guilty. Take me away, officer. I used to carry these things for years until I found the Boom's aluminum pliers. And I just spent the last 10 minutes trying to look for mine, and I can't find them. So I'm not really happy at the moment, but the show must go on. So I'm gonna tell you all about them, and here we go. They are aluminum, so they're not gonna rust. They have braided line cutters. Those line cutters are vanadium steel. And fun fact, a lot of your hooks are made from vanadium steel. The more you know. You've always might have wondered, what's this little hook thing on the end of your pliers? Those are actually designed to pull apart those stubborn split rings so you can repair your lure. It's got some crimp sleeves as well as a place where you can crimp your split shot, a 9-line holster so it stays handy. Hey, found that, can't find the pliers. And also comes with a steel wired coiled lanyard so you can connect it right here. The Boom's pliers are awesome, so if you don't have a pair, I'll throw a link in the description below. All right, moving on. Number 6. Don't forget your toenail clippers and your Velcro. What? Yep, I didn't lose my mind, and if you've been fishing for a while, you might already have a pair of these on deck. But if you don't, I highly recommend carrying a pair of these on board. They're especially helpful when cutting braid. So these are really easy to wrap around a knot on one of your hook eyes and snip it off. Highly recommend a pair of these. And a little pro tip here, I have ruined plenty of these because I haven't leashed them to my kayak, and I would highly recommend putting a piece of Velcro and putting it on a place in your kayak that you're not gonna rub or knock it against, so you always know where they are. And if you like DIY projects, you can create your own leash. I'll throw a video up in the cards of how you can do that on the cheap. Hey, if you're finding value, please hit the like button. The YouTube algorithm loves the feed and it loves likes, so get this video out to more people if you hit that like button. All right, moving on to number 5. The next tool can actually be used for utility, but I carry it for protection, and apparently I am not the only one. I did a poll to the Wendell fishing community a few weeks ago, and the response was many of you also carry knives. This is the one I carry. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Where are my Crocodile Dundee fans at? Come on, anybody. All right, aging myself just a little bit. Here's the results for when I posted the question, what do you carry for protection while fishing? 33% of you said you carry a gun. 37% said a knife. 2% of you said you got some hands on you. 6% said, well, I'm just pretty intimidating. And 23% said nothing, which, gotta be honest with you, those are the ones I'm most scared about. Got the X factor. All right, moving on to tool number 4, a landing net. Just kidding, I don't carry a net. If you guys watch my videos, I'm kind of against a net. The reality is there's not a lot of real estate on that fishing kayak, and so this is what I recommend instead. Hey, check it out, look what I just found. So instead of a net, I carry the fish grip. These guys right here, these things are awesome, and I'll tell you why for a few reasons. Number one is every once in a while, I'll hook up with a huge catfish, and so it's really nice to have one of these to kind of pull it into the boat. Number two is that they float, so this thing's not gonna fall to the bottom of the lake, but I still have them leashed anyways, just because I don't want them floating away in case I don't notice. These fit really nicely on the edge of my kayak. I just hook them onto the handle and they kind of stay out of my way. But the primary reasons I use one of these fish grips is because whenever I catch a big fish and I want to take a picture, instead of flopping around and risking injury on the bottom of my kayak, what I'll do is I hook that bass on the lip. Being that it's leashed, I'll let it swim around the water until I get my camera ready. That's what I primarily use these bad boys for. If you're interested in the fish grip, I will throw a link in the description below. Number 3 is kind of a tool, and I kind of debated, should I put it on the list? And I thought, yeah, it is definitely a tool. It is a first aid kit. This one is the larger one that I always keep in my car, but I also keep a small one in my behind the seat backpack. Something that's gonna be incredibly useful if you're 45 minutes from the dock. As you can imagine, most fishing injuries are due to one of 3 things. The first one is cuts, the second one is, you can imagine, hooks, but the third one is actually surprising to me, which is falls. So be prepared for one of those 3 scenarios, one of these guys. You can make one of these and put one together for yourself, but they're really cheap, so I'll throw a link in the description below. Number 2, if you're planning on fishing in the evening hours, and even if you don't plan on fishing into the night, it would be in your best interest to carry a flashlight or a headlight with you. Things can get really dicey out in the water without illumination. Just throw it in your behind the seat backpack or your kayak crate and stay prepared. This one I have left over from the Appalachian Trail that I hiked back in 2008. It is still working. So if you're in the market for a great lightweight headlamp, I'll throw the link in the description below. All right, moving on to the final, number 1 tool. The last tool that you want to make sure you don't leave home without is your brain. Your brain's great for helping you catch fish, but it's also really useful for knowing your abilities, your limitations, and your safety measures. So I just did a video, it might be of interest to you, how windy is too windy for kayak fishing. If you want to be able to deduce the wind speed and what's safe for you while out in the water, go ahead and click that video right there. I'm not going to stop pointing till you click it. Come on.